Good morning, everyone. It's Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD coming in at 4 a.m. this morning. We're getting it ready, rocking and rolling for you as we get the day started for you on Wednesday, January the 27th, 2021. We're here starting you out with a message today of something that happened late last night at the CVS. We noticed something really strange going on in a CVS employee right there on 12th Street Northeast, Washington, D.C. We're bringing that to you shortly. We're reporting a potential Re+Imaging in process, again, using CVS employees. This particular employee is one whom in the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, seems to have befriended or even liked. When I say liked, he walks in and speaks to the person, and it seems like it's a normal customer service, cashier, customer type friendship or relationship. It's come to us that particular mere business relationship of one walking into the store, making a purchase and leaving was or could have been posed in a Re+Imaging scheme at the CVS, Northeast Washington, D.C., near Newton Street, 12th Street in Washington, D.C., Northeast, on last night, on January the 26th, documenting the patch over the eye of the cashier, whom given another name prior, and this day on January the 26th goes into the store and make a purchase of chips and a soda, and what ended up happening is the patch over the eye was a fake. And the patch was posed to be Re+Imaged as in the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, to give him an eye issue, and that eye issue probably for some reason behind the scene would be posed in order to sabotage the in the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, StreetNOW News. So sabotaging in play again, using a patch over an eye, the patch that was placed over the eye of a gay guy, CVS cashier, and that gay CVS cashier simply wore the patch, and that patch was to be Re+Imaged as Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD. Closing out on the details of that before we get our day started today, January the 27th, the CVS cashier, works for this particular incident occurred at the CVS on 12th Street, Northeast Washington, D.C., right at 12th Street and Newton Street. The name badge on the cashier seemed to have changed from the name that the cashier had given me previously. The name badge of the cashier seemed to have reflected representation of the incident that had happened earlier that morning, Kennedy Street. The name badge on the CVS employee seemed to have reflected Kennedy Street and the name Kenny. Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD here reporting for you, StreetNOW News. We'll be right back in a few short moments with the rest of this report, and then we're going to move on into the dates. 4:12 a.m., January 27th. It's Wednesday morning, and we are reporting an attempt to frame through Re+Imaging. Your jet goes by no other name. I'm him, because you made me. In the car, see that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD. In the car, see that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD. Your jet goes by no other name. A new day, new StreetNOW News. Terry and we're bringing you on a new day. New day for a new Oval Office leader, new president. We also have new StreetNOW News. Again, we are discussing this morning the Re+Imaging ploy that may have been ensued at the CVS on 12th Street, Northeast Washington, D.C., Newton Street, Northeast Washington, D.C., involving a simple, nice relationship of walking into the store. Fortunately, I handed the man in the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, handed the man the money for the cashier for the chips and the soda from one of the counters, and he didn't have to go to the self-service register. The cashier's name badge seemed to have reflected a change, and that change seemed to have represented the Kennedy Street ordeal that had happened earlier on that morning, the morning of January the 26th. Kennedy Street, and the name change was that of a Kenny. And that would be in a lie, because that's not what he told me his name was before today. And it would also reflect a frame. Walking into the store immediately was Officer Hall. And we're not sure if Officer Hall walked into that store in order to apprehend the videotape that would be edited, or if he was coming in to protect in the car seat that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, for the frame, from the frame that was in play. We saw the frame. The frame was to, what we believe, to re-image the eye patch that was over the eye of the CVS employee by the name of Kenny. Is what his name tag said today. It's not the name it had given me before, but by the name of Kenny. The idea in the frame was to re-image that eye patch and falsifications. Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD as a last attempt to frame. Never is a last attempt when you're dealing with any one of them. Remember what Tupac said? Do you remember what Tupac said? You can go by that or you cannot. Now, what we anticipate here is that there may have been seeking of membership into the sex trafficking, sex fiending gays who are on the up low, sex fiending gays who are on the up low, who are really gay, seem to want to conspire with the down low in exchange for sex. Now, that would usually come from repercussions of deprivation, repercussion of being deprived and offered in on the cut for sex. That, my dear, was sliced by, in the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, upon leaving the CVS last night, which we're going to show you the receipt today. In was Officer Hall. Out was Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD. We saw trading in process. We saw an exchange in process. We saw an eye patch. We saw a change in the name. We saw the same cops, and we are there. We're closing out this morning. We're going to document that in a document, and we are out. Thank you guys so much for being with them in the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, as we get our day rocking and rolling. It's 4:17 right now. We're going to close out this particular early morning report and say thank you guys for your listening ear. Coming up is a follow-up article pertaining to that particular ordeal to ensure there be no re-imaging at all. No re-imaging at all. And that re-imaging would have involved a CVS employee, cashier employee, who was openly gay. And that openly gay cashier, we believe, was to wear a patch over his eye. That patch over the cashier's eye was supposed to be re-imaged as a patch over Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD's eye, And that patch over Terry DWAYNE Ashford's eye was to sabotage. Sabotage Terry DWAYNE Ashford, we believe. And as Terry DWAYNE Ashford left the CVS on January the 26th, was a Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officer by the name of Officer Hall, standing right there, walked right in at the leaving and stood right there and waited until he left, until I left. In the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE Ashford. We are there. Have a wonderful day. Jip goes by no other name other than Terry DWAYNE Ashford. He's also, you're in the car seat, that car. New day. StreetNOW News with in the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE Ashford. A new day. StreetNOW News with I'm him, because you made me. In the car seat, that guy, Terry DWAYNE Ashford. StreetNOW News.